There are very few antique firearms that are as iconic and recognizable as the Colt Whitneyville Walker. Today, we're going to take a closer look at B Company 102. Also known as the U.S. Model 1847, the Walker is an important piece in the history of the U.S. service pistol. This massive 4.5-pound revolver was a gigantic leap in technology when compared to other U.S. service pistols, which are typically single-shot flintlock or percussion arms. These pistols have a fascinating background in history revolving around their namesakes. Captain Samuel Hamilton Walker began his military career in 1836 with the Washington City Volunteers. He first saw action battling the Creek Indians in Alabama and later against the Seminole Indians in Florida. Walker was captured by the Mexicans during the Muir expedition with Colonel Matthew Caldwell, only to escape captivity in 1843. In 1844, Walker joined the Texas Rangers under John Coffee Hayes. During his time with the Texas Rangers, Walker was very impressed with the Colt Patterson revolver. Later in 1846, Walker was tasked with recruiting for companies within the Regiment of Mounted Riflemen. Under his own prerogative, Walker pursued the acquisition of Colt revolvers for his post. After reviewing Colt's designs, Walker went directly to President Polk with a request for 1,000 pistols. This was a complete departure from normal military procurement and a show of Walker's determination and confidence in the revolver. After approval from the Secretary of War, an order was placed for 1,000 pistols of Samuel Colt's design. However, there was one major problem early on. Colt did not have a factory. His attempt at pistol manufacturing with the Patterson revolver did not work out, and now he needed to find a plant to help build his design. Colt made an agreement with Eli Whitney to help fulfill his government contract at the Whitneyville Armory. The pistols were serialized with the letter of the company as well as a number. For companies A through D, the numbers 1 through 220 were used. For company E, the numbers 1 through 120 were used. Eventually, the serialization ended up being an obsolete numeration. This was due to a couple reasons. One, however, being that a huge portion of the contract was intended on being diverted from the Regiment of Mounted Riflemen to Colonel John Coffee Hayes of the Texas Mounted Volunteers. Colt wanted his pistol first used by the Texans to maximize the notoriety of his new pistol. Colt saw an important marketing opportunity by his pistols being used by the Texas Rangers in battle. Captain Walker died in battle while his C Company pistol sat in Veracruz Depot before he or anyone within his company received a single pistol. Nearly all the guns of C Company were eventually received by Hayes and the Texas Mounted Volunteers, as well as an additional 180 pistols from a mixture of A and B serial number ranges. Hayes' Regiment of Texas Volunteers became experts with their pistols over time. However, it was not without some trials and tribulations. It was found that the new technology confounded some of the untrained troops, who blew their cylinders apart by loading the conical bullets in reverse. Once the troops were trained and more experienced, the new repeating pistol was devastating on the battlefield. After the Mexican War, Hayes turned in 191 of the 394 pistols issued to his company. These were then sent to the Baton Rouge Arsenal in Louisiana. It is reported that some of the pistols were later used by the Texas Rangers battling the Comanche and other tribes. At the start of the Civil War, the Confederates seized the Baton Rouge Arsenal. Many of these pistols were used battling the Union forces during the Civil War. Today, we're incredibly lucky to be able to examine this high-condition B Company 102 Colt Whitneyville Walker. This revolver is not only incredibly rare as being one of the few surviving examples of an original Colt Whitneyville Walker, but it is also inscribed with the name of a Mexican general. Andres S. Viesca was not only a prominent Mexican general, but also a four-time governor of a Mexican town that borders Texas. Governor Viesca may have received this pistol shortly after the Civil War when Confederate General Joe Shelby retreated to Mexico rather than surrendering to the Union forces. It's possible that this pistol could have been a gift from Joe Shelby to Governor Viesca for crossing his territory. Fast forwarding to 1940, this pistol surfaced in a Far West hobby shop catalog featuring the David Lee Ingalls collection. It was one of 2 Walker pistols included in the catalog. This one was offered for a whopping $550, with another, C Company 43, being offered for $850. Today, the survival rate and interest commands a sales price of a few more zeros. One could only imagine that if this gun could talk, the stories it would tell. If you like this video and want to learn more about collectible firearms like this Winchester 1 of 1000, visit our website at poulinauctions.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe and send it downrange. No, this? Yeah, we're gonna come back to this in a future video.